Hi y'all, what's up y'all? How everybody doing? How everybody doing? Man, I got the biggest receipt in the game and I'm finna body blow everybody that got something to do with the Kenneka Jenkins case. Disclaimer: fair use act, education purpose use only. All rights, image, music, clip belong to their respective owner and we do not claim ownership. Check this out. I'm finna give y'all one reason to thumb and share this video and put this in the algorithm right now. Do y'all remember hold on. Let me go here. Hold up. Boom. Y'all remember the dude that found her in the freezer? He's the police. He is the police, Jack. Man, look, I remember when somebody sent me this John a long time ago with like Trey Gang. Look, they all related. I'm like, but they weren't telling me everything about him. So now look, that's him. That's when he used to be Rosemont Police Department. I don't know if he had retired or was still working for them, but he was working for security. And then look, I'm finna show you another thing. Here go the beverage manager right here in Rosemont uniform. Rosemont uniform. Hold up. Now, that's him. Look, come on now. Bam. That's him. So check this out, right? Let me show y'all this. When they go back to Kenneka, right? Check this out. Y'all remember this? Watch this.
Alright. Let me show you this. One more time. Grumpy dog. You the man. Let me show you. You the man. Check it out. Something similar to this. Look at the color of it. Look at how it looks. Is around her neck. Right there. It's around her neck. And I can follow it. I can follow it. Look at it. You can see it. You can see that. That's obvious. Somebody put this around her neck. Then they try to cover it up with hair.
Bruh, now y'all see that? Photoshop to the max. Boy, they don't Photoshop this side of the neck. Cause you don't see it, but you see it right here. Man, these people, I just can't believe these people really did that, bro. Them folk really Photoshop the zip tie and covered it up with her, bro. No wonder why they they took this picture down and re-uploaded the picture. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck? You don't see the zip tie here. You don't see it. Cause it's supposed to be right here. Right up under her. It's supposed to be right there. You don't see it. But right here, you see it clear as day.
So, go subscribe to Grumpy Dog. This is the brother that sent me this. Brother, I love you for taking the time to have the intuition. See, when you love your people and you love justice There's a power that will show you what you need to find. All right? You can see that. That is not hair. That is not hair. That is something around this little girl's fucking neck.
That's what they did, bro. What they did, they took a hair piece from some part of her hair, right? They copied it and pasted over the zip tie. That's what they did. So now look, I'm gonna show y'all another thing. And I got the shirt is. Now y'all remember balls? This the cold part about it. 54 Keys showed the hairstyle what her hair would be in. Now think about this. If Kenneka got her hairstyle in this way, now I noticed this. I'm like, well, this person gonna have bangs then, you know what I'm saying? And little baby hair, cause you know you ain't just finna pull your hair back like that. So when you go back to the crime scene photo, now you understand this. Like, I could even see that, like, oh, okay, I can see her hair was in that style now. You see what I'm saying? Look, I can see the style. Then the teeth knocked out the mouth. They covered up the zip tie, right? Now, if you see her hair, boom, it will make sense like that. Why she, you know what I'm saying, like, so, to make a long story short, right? Man, it's just so much stuff to uncover. It's so much to uncover. She meeting up with a dude, right? Hold on, gang. Let me get my stuff together right quick. Look, that's him. That's him all day long. So, check this out. When I was looking at him, because I'm like, okay, if he said he was the assistant beverage manager, and Lenny is the beverage manager, so I was looking at all those keys that he had on him. I'm like, no, because the beverage manager don't need all those keys. Be honest with you. So I was like, wait a minute. He was all on video talking to the police. He the one that went and got the police. His police buddies, it makes sense to me now. It makes so much sense to me why he would take an interview and was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know, I work assistant beverage manager, but I work security as needed. So that means you was a retired police officer and you got hired at the hotel to be head security. That's what I believe. You was the head security. And you try to play the role like, yeah, you know, I'm the beverage manager. Oh, I get it. But check this out. It's gonna be Lenny and him. Man, watch this turn up, gang. Watch this turn up right quick. All right. Let me do this. Do I need to go here? No, not there. But right here. Check this out. Y'all remember, here go lead no witness. I told y'all they finna come back out again. They finna come back out again, bro. Cause what I'm about to say, bro, man, don't be surprised you start seeing them making content again, bro. So now look, you remember when I told y'all I broke it down their friend's cave? We're running in the footage. Won't that what Matt? Look, check this out.
Would this make you buy a Ridge carry-on? Two people could win a Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato, a Hennessy Velociraptor.
Remember that? I believe that.
So now check this out. This when, look. I'm finna body blow their ass. Hold on. I'm finna show y'all. So, cause this is where the zip tie, this how the zip tie is finna come into play. Man, this cold. Y'all listen to me real carefully what I'm about to say, right? On this footage right here, this at 339. This at 340. Boom. This at 340. Boom. Look who be coming out the parking lot. T.Y. now. And the girl. See, he finna play all over the footage with this shit, right? So he finna keep doing what he been doing. Go back here to this footage, then go back to the parking lot, to the lobby, then you finna go back and play some old live videos and all of this old stuff, right? So now look, let me skip it a little bit. So boom. So that's where they will be coming from. Look, you see how they look. Boom, you see how they look. All right. This at 341, gang. This at 341. Trust me on this. Hold on. Yeah, 341. Boom, you see how the car, now you just see, look. Did y'all just see that? Did y'all just see that car turn around and come back that way? And then you see the truck? See, he know what he doing. That's why he's skipping over this shit. If you just let the shit play, that's why we need the footage, gang. Cause look, boom, there go the car again, right? Boom, there go the car, bro. So now you finna see, now y'all see what he doing, right? Okay, check this out. Hold on, let me keep to it. This will be at 3 o'clock on the footage. And guess what's on the footage? What Trey Gang showed y'all that will be going on at 3:01. Boom. Look. What? Cause if there was the parking lot at 5 and you knock 2 hours off, look. Boy, look what you got right here at 3:06. Man, Leave No Witness got all the footage. And I could bet my last dollar, bro, dude is not finna release none of it. He ain't finna release none of it. He finna keep doing this shit, bro. And that's for real. Look. Now look. This at 3:06. Keep this in mind. Boom. 3:06, they will be running to the freezer part. All right. They will be at 3 song. So let me do it like this. Go to this video. Go to my video. Boom, this at 3:34. Check it out. Boom, 3:34. Keep up with. Look, you got what you call peas and them going down there, bro. What my video with? I gotta go to my popular John. Now look. That's why this will be at what time, gang? If this was at 5 something in the morning, knock 2 hours off, this would be right after this shit. That's why he was like they were running in the parking lot and dragging the body and all this would match up perfectly. So now look, if you play this footage with this footage, ooh, and look down in the freezer, well, on the lower level, that's why you got the shelf will be in the kitchen. And it'll look like he will be arriving for work. So, so look how it will be going down at 3:39. Since everybody want to know what's on the parking lot footage, look who all you see in the parking lot. Dude, oh, there goes the dude with the red. At 3:39. All right, 3:39. Now this will be at 3:53. Put that together. So boom, round about this time, I get it now. That's how she would be making it to the freezer. Bro, check this out. I won't even be surprised if they didn't carry that girl in the hallway. You know what they probably did? Put her in one of those cars. They probably put her in one of, look, check it out. They probably put her in one of those cars. That's why you see the car come in this way, turn and came back in, paused for a minute, and then left again. You see what I'm saying? That's why he's skipping and scamming all through this shit, bruh. Boom, look. So it'll be safe to say, just say they put that girl body in the car, cause look, boom, you dragging it. So you just say that you got a car that will be parked at the back door. And that, ooh. And I remember when they used to talk about Kenneka would be in the car of some sort. And I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? We got to look into that. So now look, now y'all see how he jumping from one scene to the other scene and stuff? No, that just really misleading everybody. But if you go to this, then Trey Gang matched that junk up and said, man, look, y'all, look what will be going on at 1 o'clock. This will be actually the real time on the footage. This will be the real time on the footage, because it will make sense that you knock every other camera off 2 hours up. It will make him look like, well, why would he would be doing laundry? Why would he be in it? Look, if you look at it, man, bruh knew what was about to happen before it happened. You see what I'm saying? Now look, check this out. This had one son, right? Look, if you go to this footage, if you match the timestamp up with this footage, right? Hold up. Match the timestamp up with this footage. Right here. Watch this. Booyah! At 1:30, look, at 1:37. Check it out. Look where he finna go to. So, let me stop it right there. Hold on. Hold up. I can stop this, John, and I got to go. Not this one. Just came out of that one. Boom. Got to be in this side. So, damn it. So, and if you look at this, at 1 something, boom, that means you got who? You got Kenneka's best friend coming down this way. And guess who gonna be in the kitchen? Hold up. at one song. Boo Yall at one song. These the people that was in the kitchen. Now look, the crazy part about this here, when them YouTubers, when they was uploading the footage, this how they really exposed themselves. Cause they was like, well, damn, if she walked in the kitchen, she gonna have to run into these guys. Y'all remember that part? And this would be right after that. This would be right after that. So you would have Zaria down here, Killer down here, and the people in the kitchen at 127. So now look, boom, this at 126. See, look, he even got the trash bag. Look, I know he got. Then that's a perfect time to have a trash bag in your hand. Cause I always wanted to know, did y'all know they just up and just disappeared on the footage? They always bother me because I'm like, damn, I ain't never see these folks clock out, or you know what I'm saying? These folks were last seen in the kitchen. So now look, boom, how they gonna get out of this? That's why they were saying, look, check this out. That's why they were saying, everybody was in the kitchen, including employees, right? Including employees, they all said that. Now look, boom. So if you match this timestamp up, that's why the time will be skipping, but it's still rolling at one song. Now y'all get it? So look. So she would be actually in the kitchen with these employees, Killer down here, and you know what I'm saying? Look, and Kenneka is in the parking lot, somehow making her way to the kitchen, right? She gonna make her way to the kitchen. I honestly believe that Kenneka was in that kitchen when she left out with dude. And whatever happened in that kitchen, boom. And whatever happened in it, that's why you got, ooh, a white coat in her. So that's gonna have to be at 2 song. That's got to be at 2. So boom, once you go back to the parking lot, right? All right. Boom. We already seen that, you know what I'm saying? But that's why we need that goddamn footage. So look. So what they did was, look, boom, boom, boom. That's Kenneka. Kenneka could have came up there earlier that day. You see what I'm saying? It was at nighttime when they came. So man, look, bruh, this gonna have to be 11 o'clock. So she gonna be there and kick it with them for a little minute, and she gonna dip and go. I bet you she went to the DoubleTree, bruh. And when she came and met up dude, she came from the DoubleTree. So it makes sense why the front desk would be on the computer watching everything that would be going on in the parking lot. Cause he glued to the screen at this point. Then French K got duplicated keys. Look, I'ma tell y'all the real reason why this man gonna put on a coat. Cause if you put your coat on, you don't look like security on the footage. You just look like a black object on the footage, right? So look, Kenneka gonna be at that DoubleTree at some point in time, bro. Trust me on that. And I'm gonna be surprised if that's where she was coming from. The DoubleTree, meeting up with dude, they leave to go in the parking lot. All this will be going down there once. So Miss Teresa know that her daughter was in the parking lot. And she knew who she was with. So once you go to Friend's Cave, now when Friend's Cave said Lenny told David, guess who he talking about? David Pena. David Pena admitted on video, Yeah, I was there at the hotel round one song. He claiming that he left the hotel at one song. He really didn't do that. Now, look, boom. He said when he got the radio call to the pool room, Lenny Risco won. Another bald head maintenance worker and a housekeeping lady. 3 men from a party. Look, check this out. It was gonna be 3 men from the party along with 2 girls. So guess who you gonna have down there with? And he said it's gonna be with 2 girls and 3 guys. You got Peas, Killer, T.Y., Monifa, and Shamaya. Cause shit, round about this time, y'all know Bree was down there scrolling. Bree was scrolling in the halls round about this time. You see what I'm saying? But check this out. All right. Now this is Mike and them friend. So what? Guess what they did. So this how they thinking. This how Crown Plaza thinking. Crown Plaza know they murdered the girl, right? The people in the room even know that girl, right? So guess what? They needed the kids like, look, we'll take the downfall, so we'll make little posters like, yeah, that little bitch was too young to be drinking for one. She got what her dumb man was looking for in the hotel with some grown ass men, little bitches, where your mammy? You know all of that, right? Keep that in mind. Then y'all know he's died shortly after that. All right. He was one of the dudes that's gonna be present while all this was going down. He was a part of it. Okay, let's go to this. All right. Bree gonna see them. On my dead cousin, I'm tweaking. Did they put my friend in a bag? All right. You see that? So that means she saw this with her own eyes. So guess what time she will be seeing this? Round 3? Cause the footage was, goddamn it, the footage what I done seen that he's showing when it come to that parking lot footage, it makes me think like, oh, maybe they did have to push her in the cart throughout the hotel. Maybe they load her in the car. Cause I clearly see a car come and go straight to the back dock and leave straight out that motherfucker. So, let me show y'all this. Hold up. Hold up. Check this out.
Little clip.
So Straight dropped one line. Hold up. Keep this in mind. Y'all remember Straight Drop famous for this video, right? Straight Drop told everybody this a video being recorded on a cell phone of a manager choking Kenneka. And guess what? He always said this right here. The beverage manager did it. So it's either between him or Lenny. And he was the one be having on a white shirt. Hold up. Check this out. Do you know the crazy part about this? Do y'all know what time it is on this video? If you don't know the time on this video, I'm finna tell you what time it is. It's gonna be at 5 something in the morning, and you knock 2 hours off of it, it takes you back to 3 something, won't it? So who would have possession of the zip ties and who would be doing what to Kenneka while everybody downstairs watching and participate with this?
Channel, and he said to share it, so I'm putting this out here. Man, damn, y'all, this is a damn recording of the manager killing Kenneka.
So they got a recording of it. Everybody said they saw the video. Y'all remember Irene cousin Charlotte said when she saw the video, she threw up everything that she ate that day? Hold on. This came from Irene cousin. Do y'all remember? She made a post about it. So that would be going on at threesome, a murder, and you got zip ties and a man. That's what's gonna be on that video, bro. And look at this. Remind y'all what Miss Teresa said when she was talking to Jedediah. And you know, Miss Teresa just out the blue and said, yeah, look, y'all, that was not me on video fighting. Yeah, they got a video online talking about, you know what I'm saying, I was fighting. That was not me. Jedediah looked at her like, man, what video you talking about? So now I know what's going on with that parking lot footage. Because check this out. I won't even be surprised that when you seen Jane Coleman and Miss Teresa in that parking lot, both of them by themselves, I bet you, goddamn it, man, they just saw Kenneka and won something going back to the back door. And that's why they said Jane was there. That's why Miss Teresa said, did nobody set her up, y'all? She was found in the freezer. And I'm like, wait a minute, whoa. This time don't match up, cause why you got this shit at one sum, but if I go on the footage of the hotel, you in the parking lot, but you supposed to be in the parking lot with family. Ain't nobody with y'all. So look.
Y'all, she was in that bag. So y'all just watch.
She was in that bag.
Sorry that it's not full screen. I've tried to do it as best as I could. I know Straight Drop was recording with his phone on his computer, but this is a recording.
So look, she just snitched on Straight Drop when she said Straight Drop on his phone recording his computer screen. So look. You ain't finna see Kenneka getting choked out. Not on this footage. Only thing you finna do is see a dude that get ice buckets. You know what I'm saying? They finna get some ice. Boom. Whoa. I know what that ice gonna be needing for. So, that's why he pointed out a white shirt. That's why he had to blur it out, because it ain't nothing but a kitchen worker getting ice, right? So there would be people on the scene. So that means round about this time, it's over with for Kenneka. And they could have put that girl, you know, that body on ice, bro. Check it out. Look, this.
From somebody that was there. So I'm actually turn it up so y'all can hear. So shout out to Straight Drop. Don't subscribe to him. Go to him and subscribe. He's got lots of good videos. He's like me. He's got lots of facts, okay? Facts about all this. So just watch.
My bad about the quality, y'all. My bad about the quality.
So we can all say that we know this for a fact. Lenny and this dude right here, bruh, man, I won't even be surprised he was the one with the zip ties and killed the girl. And put her in the freezer because he the one that had the keys to that joint. Yeah. That's how he know to go straight to the body. Think about it. You got all this surveillance footage. Look how this sound. Why would you find the body first in the freezer, then be like, oh, okay, we found her on footage now? What? That didn't make no fucking sense at all, right? So look, what they did, everybody was in their parking lot, you know what I'm saying? And you got police in the parking lot. That's even the family is in the parking lot at this point. Cause the man got Mr. Reese said, yeah, these bastards made me stand outside. So that's why Mr. Reese lied was like they made y'all. No, they ain't made y'all do nothing. They ain't made y'all stand outside. Man, y'all was a part of all this whole operation. How can you find a body in the freezer and then turn, oh, we found it on the footage now. And he went straight, check this out. If you listen to his story, 54 Keys finna put his ass on blast, and then check this out. That's why 54 Keys had a dream talking about the beverage matter. He did it. And point, I need to play that shit now, Jack. Man, look. So she knew he could have been the killer the whole time. At least one of them. Hold up. Play this jump.
So, listen, for the ones that want to say that this manager is just, you know, looking for something in the trash or whatever kind of crazy comments people like to leave, you also got to look at it like this. What the hell is this hooded dude doing in the damn kitchen at this hotel with the manager? Okay, I just want y'all to use your heads and put 2 and 2 together, because people leave some dumb comments. Man, don't leave no dumb ass comment on my shit. Okay, this is clearly what it is. The manager that found her, the manager that a lot of people have been seeing, you know, on certain things. And if anybody's been watching any of my stuff, the manager that we've seen doing shit. Okay, so get smart, people. Y'all, this is her getting choked in this trash. He's trying to get something so we can see it a little better.
It's foggy. It's not a good video. All right, so don't get mad, but here you go. Yeah, keep taking it down, yeah, but it's all right. I got like 5 phones. I'm gonna use all of them. Y'all see it first. Y'all see it first. See the dude right there? My bad about the quality, y'all. I truly sorry. My computer bent down. I ain't put no money into it. This is my hobby. I'm gonna keep playing over and over. Y'all see it? Shit, this shit look bad.
Yeah.
But look, check this out. This just to show you proof that this show you proof all the whole time when you go back to the police. Not the police report, but the lawsuit. That's why the lawsuit said it's gonna be employees in.
You're looking at her getting murdered, all right?
Hold on.
What are you looking at?
So the whole time we was seeing employees in the kitchen around 3 something in the morning. They just tampered with the time and made it look like, oh, they getting ready for the first shift. And then Miss Teresa is on the 911 call. Check this out. Miss Teresa so done, cause on the 911 call, she said, they told me they didn't have no cameras. Whoa! That stood out to me now, cause you said, damn, they said there was no camera. That conversation got to go back between round 3 o'clock. When Miss Teresa, round 2:30 and 3, Miss Teresa asking for those video footage, bruh. At 2 something, she asking about the footage in the lawsuit at 2 something in the morning. That's an hour later, when Kenneka was just in the lobby. So look, that is not no man in the hoodie. No, I can't let you get away with that. Cause look, if I go to the real footage, you gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, that ain't no man, that's a white dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think he white. He could be a Mexican or El Salvador or something. He ain't even black. Them the workers that you saw on the footage at 5 something in the morning, which is actually 3 something in the morning. So when you put the lawsuit at 3 something in the morning, that's why they said they were preparing food. Cause guess what? This is 3 something in the morning, a murder happened. So by them thinking, bump the timestamp up an hour, cause you're gonna have to explain why these employees in the kitchen. So guess what they did? They bump it up 2 hours to make it fit like they just getting in on the first shift. Bye, y'all. Check it out.
I'm trying to get better. My bad, y'all. My bad.
So look, instead of just straight job just showing the real actual video, a real cell phone footage video, or any surveillance camera footage, he ain't gonna show you the original video. He got to go on. Basically what he doing, he got to make up shit. Like well, really he ain't making it up. He just pointed out a footage showing you employees in the kitchen and they killing her, and that ain't what you seeing on the footage. So basically, he knew to go to this footage and show, look, they were down there choking her, cause at this point she gonna be upstairs while they gonna be downstairs. Then once you watch, check this out. Do you know when all of this was going on? All of this shit was going on. Hold up. All this shit here was going on at this time. Look, that's why they was in and out the kitchen. This at 3:59. This will be going on with this. You finna see him going down here. He finna be going back there where they at. So it don't take no rocket scientist to put this at 3 o'clock, 3 something. This at 3 something. Bro. This at 3 something. What? Come on, man.
You see all the people in there? You can tell what it is now. It's murder. 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 Y'all don't see that? At the same time, I got 5 phones, brother. That's how I'm live. Y'all see that? Can't explain. As soon as
Now watch this. I'm finna go to 54 key. Look, check this out. Oh my God, is this the same guy everybody been look? That's why everybody know it's a struggle. That's why they putting her in different places getting assaulted. Cause look, they got him in the kitchen by the ice machine choking out Kenneka, and then they got her all the way at the end of this hallway by the laundry room getting choked out as well. It don't take that long to choke nobody out, bro. That's all I'm saying. Hold up. Let's see what she finna say about the beverage manager and why certain things finna stick out when she talks about it, about the beverage manager. All right. Hold up, let me keep scrolling. Uh-oh, the beverage manager. So look, if you look at the way I'm finna look at this now, that's why she said connecting the dots, tracking the police, tracking the beverage manager, tracking the police, the food and beverage manager, suspect. Lights on or lights off. Don't that make sense now? Hold up. Let's go to the very first one. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see where let me go to this one first.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm back. And I know it's been a minute, and I'm glad y'all still riding with me. But trust and believe, I'm always working. I'm always working, and I'll always be back. Okay? And I'm going to be honest with y'all. After that last video, I had moved on to the security guard. I started, breaking down his witness statement, watching the surveillance, doing what I do. And one night I had a dream about Kenneka, and it shook me a bit.
Boy, I can't wait to hear about this dream again. Oh, wee. Man, we need 100 likes on this shit, bruh. Look, watch this.
And I gotta tell y'all about the dream because that dream is what inspired this video right here. And in this dream, I'm face to face with Kenneka, and it's dark. So I'm not sure where we are, but I know that it's dark. And
you face to face with Kenneka? Mm-hmm. All right. And it's dark where y'all at? Okay, I'm pretty sure that is.
I'm face to face with her, but I could tell that there's something going on behind her. I can't make out what it is because I'm so fixated on her that I'm not sure what it is going on behind her. Well, in this dream, I'm asking her, like, who did this to you? What else do we need to do, to help you? And all she kept saying to me was, don't stop. Look closer. Count. And finish him.
Boom! So that means finish who? Him? Bro, this shit goes straight back to him. This goes back to him. Hold up, let's play this shit. Matter of fact, now you finna see why Straight Drop. Man, come on, that's why Straight Drop doing this thing.
I've seen it. Y'all see it. I'm seeing it too, all right? I can't explain it right now. I've seen it, and y'all see it too, okay? There's no time for no narrating right now. Just watch. Watch. Please just watch. One time, just watch.
And I ain't gonna lie, that shit had me on pause for a minute. Because at that time, I'm like, I don't know what it is she wanted me to do. Like, I couldn't wrap my mind around what it was she was trying to tell me. So, of course, I'm still spitballing questions at her. So then all of a sudden, she puts her finger up to her mouth as if she's telling me to be quiet. But y'all know me, shit, I can't be quiet. So I'm still asking questions, you know, because the dream felt so real to me. So I'm still asking questions. And she didn't say anything else. But what started to happen was she started throwing all these pictures at me. And I mean, and it was going pretty fast. And I wasn't able to catch most of them, but there were some pictures that I actually captured. And I was like, okay, what does this mean?
So, by me being from the hood, I can break this shit down. You say you got pictures too? So that means you saw some pictures. You saw some videos, pictures, and you could have been possibly at that hotel your goddamn self, because you got lower footage saying you on the footage too. I never said that, but you got other YouTubers saying you was on the footage. I don't know how true that is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how true that is. But she need to come clean. Why she talking about finish him? Bitch, this ain't Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm talking about? Bitch, this a murder case.
So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to try to figure out what the fuck this means. You know, and I don't want y'all to think I'm on some crazy shit, you know, but the dream felt so real to me that I just felt like we needed to do more. There was more to be done. So, like I said, she started throwing all these pictures at me. And then at some pictures, it seemed as if it was going in slow motion. And I'm like, okay, like, what the fuck does that mean? And I captured a couple of them, and I'm gonna show y'all here in this video. But, like I said, there's something going on behind her. So after she throws all these pictures out at me, what I noticed was people scattered behind her.
Damn, that's what we saw in the parking lot. People running and shit. That's what the goddamn maintenance man, the bald head maintenance man, was talking about behind the front desk. That ain't nothing new. So shit, them ain't dreams, bitch. You was there then. You talking like that? Them wasn't no motherfucking dreams. Your monkey ass was there. That bitch was there, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all, bro. Look.
And again, I don't know who it is. I can't see them. So they scattered. And the whole time she's standing there and she has her finger up to her mouth as if she's telling me to be quiet. And then all of a sudden, it felt as if she was fading away. So again,
fading away? That sound like that's when everybody scattered this shit. Oh, that means, damn, you know, that's when she finna get strangling. Cause that's how you know about the strangling. Cause y'all remember 54 Key was the first YouTuber said, read the reports and said Kenneka died by strangulation. I wanna know, do she still got that video up? Cause I'm like, strangulation, I'm like, that means she was choked in. Everybody was on that part. And then once she missed it, they had to recount it. Even Mr. Reese was like, yeah, y'all said she died by strangulation. You know what I'm saying? Which one of the truth? You said she froze to death. 1 minute you said she strangulated. And next thing you know, you said the coldness killed her. Even Mr. Reese said, my daughter didn't die the way y'all think she died. Mm-hmm. So look,
you know, spitballing questions like, you know, who did this? And she wouldn't say anything to me. But what really scared me, and I think what really bothered me the most, was that as she began to fade away, an image behind her was becoming clearer. Okay, and again, for a minute, I don't know who this is, and it was at that moment where Kenneka said again, "Don't stop, look closer, count, and finish him." So, I'm like, finish who? Kenneka, finish who? And like I said, she's fading away at this point. And the image that's becoming clear is like coming up behind her. And I promise y'all, in the blink of an eye, she was gone. And the beverage manager was standing right in my fucking face. Scared.
Whoa! Whoa! Gotcha! Got you!
Scared the shit out. And I promise y'all, in the blink of an eye, she was gone. And the beverage manager was standing right in my fucking face. Scared the shit out of me. Scared the shit out of me. And I'm telling y'all right now, when I woke up from that dream, I grabbed my recorder, I grabbed my notebooks. I needed to write down as much as I could about that dream because, like I said, it felt so real to me. And that's when I realized that we're not done with him yet. We're not.
Told y'all,
and I got
bruh.
some other shit to show y'all. So let's get into this shit right.
54 keys, cold with it, Jack. I got to give it to her, man. She cold with it, bro. She cold with it.
now. So I told y'all in that last video that I was confused about the lower level and the layout. Okay, so we're gonna just go over a couple things. So remember this right here, where we saw the female manager down here at the lower level, and then right behind her is the beverage manager. Like he was following her down there, and then he cut down this hallway. And I told y'all in that last video that midway down this hallway, if you look to the left, there's the escalators and the stairs that Kenneka bumped into. Okay, one thing that I want y'all to understand about this right here is that we see him going to this lower level at 8:23, 8:24. Okay, so I thought about like what Kenneka was telling me, where she was saying to count. So I came across a video by Mike Mecca, and I wasn't even looking for this particular video, but because I clicked on it, I went on and watched it. And just so happened, he was talking about deleted footage and time skips. Okay, so yeah, just real quick. Now y'all know.
So look, that's all that was when it came from the time skips, bruh. That's the manager. Look who will be in control of the phones then. Lenny. The surveillance footage in the office. Risco. Because Prince Cave said Risco was in the office controlling the camera. Everybody else gonna be on their phone watching it through the video app phone. Right? So when you put all of this together, they all in the pool with Lenny, Risco, Juan, the bald head maintenance man. All of this shit gonna be between the hours of 3, down to 2 and 3 o'clock. Cause shit, it looked like they had they already had up already wrapped up in the freezer and everything at 4 something in the morning. So check this out. If you got him, that's a police officer, man, you know he know how to stage a crime scene. Cause when you look at the freezer, you know that everybody know where the police did that shit. And come to find out, he the police too. That's why the kitchen gonna be super staged, bro. Man, that jump finna be super staged to the max. They even went to farther, even Photoshop the zip ties out there, John, bruh. Man, them folk, goddamn it, him, same dude. Same pro. So 54 Keys said she had a dream where that means you saw the video or you was at that hotel. Cause you said, boom, when everybody scattered out, and next thing you know, Kenneka just disappeared, and he just all of a sudden just popped up. And this scared the shit out you. All right, let's get to it.
When y'all go to the bottom of that hallway, you come out into this kitchen right here. When you go through those double doors, one thing that I found out on Mike Mecca is that before you hit those double doors, like how we see her right here in the kitchen, before you hit those double doors, to the left, there's a hallway. There's a hallway right there. And I remember people saying that shit in the beginning, and I was like, what? Like, I don't think so. Like, I didn't really have any proof. But I found proof. And let me show this to y'all. This person in this video, they at the Crown Plaza, and they didn't walk the lower level, and they go through these double doors.
This right here just really irrelevant because we already know it's a hallway right there, but just keep this shit going though.
If you look straight, it's the other set of double doors that Kenneka walked through to get into that kitchen. But then if you turn to the left, nigga, it's a hallway. I'm like, oh, like, okay. And then what I found out is that right here, if you go to the left, you hit those doors that led to the bathroom. And then she walked through, we see her walk through the kitchen, and then she come through kitchen too. And if you look at the bottom corner, you could see her, so you could tell what the path was.
I don't even think that was Kenneka. Cause man, Kenneka, look, there was somebody ducking up under that camera in all black, bruh. At one of some, hold on. Bruh. Keep this in mind. This can't be at one some, cause you got employees in the kitchen. Man, this is cold shit, boy. This is some cold shit here. Man, this is cold shit.
Okay, and then she comes out right here. Greg Hughes did a really good.
Now you see how she talking about Greg Hughes. Now they all collaborating, bro.
Good job putting this shit together, man. And then like right here, as soon as she passed right here, that hallway would be to the left. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like I really didn't understand that until now. But Greg Hughes, he put together a video that that showed how long it would take for her to get from one side to the other.
In reality, Kenneka's in that parking lot. Hi, y'all. So look what they had us looking at, bruh. That's the crazy part about it. Look how Greg Hughes got us looking at all of this fucked up ass footage.
And it took her about, you know, a minute and some change. Okay? So again, I went looking for video footage that included the time skips because these right here are the crucial hours for me, and that's around 8 o'clock when we see the beverage manager in the lower level. And right here at 8:23, almost 8:24, he's headed toward the kitchen. He's headed toward the kitchen. Excuse me. And when he...
And this what I... Look. Think about this, gang. If he walked down here and he walks in the kitchen, and now you know the layout. Once he walked back here toward that kitchen, where y'all think he went to? It ain't number one or two ways, you know what I'm saying? So he walked into the back of the kitchen and was going upstairs to the freezer. And guess what? Make it so bad. Do y'all know where the security booth at? Where he going? Cause that's where he going. To the security booth right there by the freezer. Well, by the kitchen part. Cause that's where everybody, that's where you gotta check in at with the security. You know, that's the employee entrance.
He get midway down that hallway. I don't see him go into the kitchen, but I know he didn't go up those escalators because I watched the escalator footage. Y'all, when I say I've watched hours upon hours of footage, I have. And so let me show y'all some of the time skips. Now we know he down there in the lower level around 824, 825. And then watch this right here, this footage from kitchen 2. Watch the time. Y'all see that? It jumped from 7:57 to 8:28. About 30 minutes. 30 minutes gone. Then he come in. Yeah, now let's watch everything moving around this lower level between 7:57 and 8:28. We got the female manager headed down there at 8:23. We got the beverage manager on her ass about 8:23, 8:24. Then we got his ass headed toward the kitchen about 8:24, 8:25. Okay?
So that explains why Kenneka was already in the system at 8 something. Confirming that she was already dead. Ooh-wee. Y'all remember those reports on the website. They even showed Kenneka was pronounced dead at 8 something that night, and they had the missing person report already filed and shit. So look, that will be going, so when you got the time skip, that means some point of time the police were mobbing through that junk to meet up with him. That's why the time gonna be skipping, or you can have certain family members with them also. But if you go to this video, because that's all she finna talk about 8 o'clock. Let's get to the statement of the parking lot statement. From the beverage man, see, she said had a dream, and count meaning the time. Finish him meaning we finna barbecue him. Yeah. That's what exactly we finna do. Where you at? Let's go to this right here.
Hey, what's going on, family? I'm back. And I got a lot of requests to break down the beverage manager. So I'm like, okay, what's she at? That's what we're going to do. We're going to break him down. Hashtag we on his ass over here. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into his statement. But first, I want to take you guys through the order of events. This is what they wanted us to believe happened in this order. And we all remember this footage right here of Kenneka walking through this damn kitchen. And they wanted us to believe that she walked in this freezer by herself. We all call bullshit on that. Then we had this motherfucker right here. Remember him? And he walked in there about 8:34. Look at him. He's looking toward the freezer. Put his glasses on, every motherfucker thing. He trying to see what the fuck going on back there. Okay? And they told us that nobody came before or after her until that man popped up in the screen. Then at 12:24, we got the beverage manager.
That's why, check this out. So that means this man came from the private area, because that's where the private area is, where he just came from. So the question is, who all is in that private area? Because guess what? Remember when Mitch Teresa said, yeah, he was an employee, he was in the kitchen with Kenneka for 2 hours. That employee came out. And that's when the man, so I'm like, why she throwing him up under the bus? So now I see why she got her name in his mouth and brought him up. Don't you know after that interview that Leonora did, how did they find her in the freezer? First they said the FBI, the police found her. Then they said it was a employee found her. Then she say, what she say? It was employee found her. It was a manager found her. I got to go back to it. But y'all notice, after that interview, they never talked about this man again. Well, they ain't just really never talked about. Man, look, they ain't even never questioned his part. You ain't never heard Mitch Teresa say what made him, you know what I'm saying, go in that freezer. Cause everybody want to know why he just up and just go and just open the freezer door and alert the police officer. They got to go back on the footage and find out where she walked in her. So let's listen to this shit.
The motherfucker found her. He found the body. And it looks like, to me, that he goes straight to the freezer. He wasn't looking around. He wasn't looking up under no shit. He went straight to the freezer.
Cause he did that shit, bruh.
He over there for a minute. And then, you know, he comes.
That's crazy, cause they always say the killer come back to the crime scene. 9 times out of 10, the killer will come back to the crime scene. So his statement's finna make everything connect. You see the police corruption? Oh man.
Back out. He don't look scared. He don't look panicked. None of that. He don't. And we all question that shit in the beginning too. Like, I mean, can you imagine like finding a dead body? Yeah, he didn't look like he found a dead body. But then at 12:25, here he is back with a police officer. And I got a strong.
And check this out. It makes sense why he was. Look, it makes sense why he went and got a police officer, bro. And the police just happened to be right there at the trash dock. Talking about he was looking in the trash can. So they were all waiting on the other side of this camera so he could go in there and unlock that motherfucker.
Feeling that this is Detective Walsh. And I'll show y'all that here in a minute. But
and y'all remember, yeah, Detective Walsh supposed to end up finding her first, right? Ain't that what was in the original reports? Look, thumb me up right now. The paperwork said Detective Walsh found Kenneka in the lower level freezer, in the kitchen, in the freezer, in the basement. What? So look, Detective Walsh said he found Kenneka on the lower level. Ooh-wee. So it would make sense then. Then he said, yeah, he was the one pronounced her dead. Now this Detective Walsh. You see what I'm saying? Then you got Leonora talking about, man, which one it is? Who really? 1 minute they saying the employee found my sister. Then they say, the police found my sister. Which one it is? How about both? The killer is the police. I see why this had to be a real major cover-up. Boy, the police is the killer. And connected to the West Side BDs. That's the crazy part about it. That's the crazy part about it. Because I'm like, man, these people really, literally fuck with the police. But if you look at it, all of them Freemasonry and Illuminati. Freemasonry and Illuminati. So basically everybody was there is in this one big club. One big club that we all dying to know about. this religious stuff, man, these people devil worship, bro. I'm telling y'all, man, what I learning, bro. I done learned this shit so bad, bro. I'm man, look. Let's go to the statements.
He takes him back to the freezer. And you see the light come on. So, you know, the detective had a flashlight. Yeah. So, we gonna get into this motherfucking statement, man, because we on his ass over here. Now, I've always suspected that the hotel was involved. The reason why I put so much emphasis on those niggas at the party was because I feel like whatever happened to Kenneka started with the party. You understand what I'm saying? But since I had all these people, you know, asking me like, man, listen, you know, break down the beverage manager because the hotel is involved. So, yeah. Let's break down this motherfucking statement, man. Let's get into this shit. Ride with me. Let's go. Now, one thing that I want y'all to take note of is the fact that they interviewed this assistant food and beverage manager at least twice. At least twice. They interviewed him on the 10th, right after he found Kenneka's body. And then they interviewed him again on September the 17th. Okay? So this right here, the statement that we about to cover right now, is the interview.
That would make sense why they got to interview him. Look, check this out. Now it makes sense why they only interviewed French Cave. Check this out. The cold part about it, when the police interviewed the people at the hotel, they basically interviewed their own people, bruh. Their own co-workers. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. All he was supposed to do is find the body, right? It shouldn't have to be all of this paperwork and document on him if he just found the body. Man, you going through all this because you found the body? Or maybe these people know something and they just need to build a narrative around the killer. It's like they protecting him more than anybody else, bro. Look.
Interview that they did on the 10th, right after he found Kenneka's body. And we're going to read all that shit, just so we ain't confused about no shit over here, okay? But it says, on the early morning hours of September the 10th, they spoke with a Crown Plaza employee in the north parking lot of the hotel. And this is what he had to say. He says, he related to me that he is an assistant food and beverage manager at the Crown Plaza. He also assisted the hotel security at times when needed. He has been...
You know what? I don't even think he the assistant beverage manager. Bruh, they lied all through this case, bruh. Put it like this, bruh. Man, that man gonna have to be head security, bruh. He got to be the head supervisor over security. He got some type of power. He the police. Then you can look at his outfit. He ain't got no gun belt on or nothing, man. This man could have been a crime scene detective. He could be a crime scene detective, bro. He could have. This man got. Goddamn it.
Employed at the hotel since 2011. I then asked him to walk me through his day on September the 9th. And let me tell y'all what bothers me about this part of the statement. It wasn't just because he...
That's why he would be changing clothes. That's why... That's why... Look, think about it. That's why he would be able to change clothes, because maybe he was going to have DNA on him, bro. Because keep this in mind. If his shirt was still clean, right, that means he must have had some type of DNA on him that he needed to change clothes. I do know that much. Because when you go, check this out. Because check this out. Do y'all remember the front desk when he brought those fresh clothes out the back office? This man brought fresh clothes out the back office and went to the parking lot. In the parking lot, bruh. Check this out. I'ma say it like this here. This ain't no assistant beverage manager. I'ma stand on that to further notice. This a police officer that works security, and he did this shit, bro.
He told them that he was a food and beverage manager. It was the fact that he added in that he assists the hotel security at times when needed. And it was kind of like, okay, like, I mean, because some of us already was speculating that him and the security was in on this shit, you know. So that just stood out to me. But then he goes on to say that he stated that he was scheduled to work at the hotel starting at 1400 hours, which is 2 o'clock. He began the day like any other day and checked on food and beverage related issues. He completed paperwork for catering events and billing. He continued that he assisted Rosemont Public Safety Department personnel later in the evening and early morning with a search for a missing female in the hotel. He continued that he searched the back kitchen while patrol officers were searching the dock area and the dock roof areas. He explained that this kitchen was originally a kosher kitchen which had been closed for approximately 2 months as renovations for an upcoming establishment were being prepared. He first checked a walk-in cooler. He explained that there is a second door with a walk-in freezer. It was when he went into the walk-in freezer portion, he observed a body lying on its side. He stated that he only saw the body's legs. At that point, he stepped out of the freezer to direct patrol officers toward the freezer. Okay, so let me tell y'all what bothered me about this part, okay? Pay attention, and I need y'all to pay attention to this part. He says that he continued to search the back kitchen while patrol officers were searching the dock area and dock roof areas. So that tells me that he's aware of the fact that they off doing something else. They off checking some other shit. He's the one in the kitchen, okay? Remember that. Then he says that he checked the walk-in cooler, and then there was a second door, so when he went into the freezer portion, he only saw her legs. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Then he says he was asked again. He stated that he only saw her legs, but did not see the victim's face or torso. He was asked if anyone may have been in the kosher kitchen. He stated again, it had not been used for approximately 2 months as equipment had been removed as part of an upcoming renovation.
That's a lie. Because if you look at that kitchen, that's why you don't see no stoves and flat tops in there. No ovens. You don't see none of that. This area here was designed for a buffet, bruh. This where they keep the hot foods at for the private party. You see what I'm saying? In that private room over here. That little private room over there. That's why you got all these slots. When you look at, y'all remember all them slots here? This where you put like spaghetti pans and pastas and, you know what I'm saying, wheat bread and set it up, bruh. So these people were like, well, look, we just gonna say this abandoned kitchen, and it was up under construction. This motherfucker wasn't up under no construction. You see what I'm saying? All this shit just to keep the food hot, to cater to the guests in this private room over here. And I remember that's why straight dropping all those people on Google, they went on Google and told everybody was in that private room. Right here. They even got this shit in the police report. This was the private area. If you listen to what Sasha Rose said when it comes to the route, that she made it to a private area, I won't even be surprised, brother, that Kenneka ended up in this private area at some point in time. That's probably how she got out that job. That would make sense too. You got all these people in here, then you got dude bringing her back and now, you know what I'm saying? Then shit, something happened, then that girl made it all the way to the pool area. Come on, man. So that means she was finna run back towards the goddamn front of the parking lot. That means she was probably finna run back in the hotel through the front door. Cause that's where she just came from. Hold up.
He believed that a contractor may have been in the kitchen earlier in the day on Friday. It was not known if the contractor had secured the area before they may have left. Like, I don't know about y'all, but none of that sounded right to me. None of it. You know, like, okay, so you want them to believe nobody's been in this kitchen, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, a contractor might have been in there, and you know, he might not have to lock this shit up. Okay, it just sounded fucked up to me. But at the end of the statement, it just says that he provided them with contact information and stated that he was scheduled to work later Sunday.
Anybody in the basement with her, like far as the guys that was in the room, I ain't see none of that shit. So when y'all talking that shit, oh, I see this, I see that, I just think y'all tweaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers wasn't down there with her. But y'all know who was down there with her? Security.
Man, when he said that, everybody gonna assume this French cave. Ooh wee. So if you take Zach's word, I bet you he talking about him. I bet you he talking about him. Cause he the one telling like, yeah, you know, I think it was some contractors came in. So look how he keeping up with the kitchen. Check this out.
When you're in a building like that, you gotta think, how do you get access? Who have access to unrestricted areas? Security. Who know the building more than anybody else in that motherfucker? Security. You know.
And watch this. Guess who helped with the search? Boy, Zach done it now. Oh shit. Listen to this.
Oh, Kenneka was left in the hallway by herself. Kenneka was in the hallway. Look, I want y'all to really go to Periscope and download the app Periscope. It's a lady on there named Epistit or whatever. That's the lady that purchased all 36 hours of the footage from Rosemont Hotel. How the fuck did she bad? You gotta think about that. Who the fuck is she the bad? What do we, like, how are you more, like, special than us that you get the baddest footage? Who are you? Where are you from? Are you from the hotel? Did they hire you? Did they want you to put it out? Why did you put out this footage after her funeral? Why? Why wasn't this funeral released right before Kenneka, you know what I'm saying, funeral? When her mother and Lenore was up there asking where the footage at? When they initially went
where the footage at.
So the hotel was asking where the footage at. Why didn't you put it up there? It's a lot of shit y'all gotta think about. What do you say? And they told the mother be patient because a lot of it is nothing. But you gotta really pay attention to that footage. You gotta really pay attention to that footage.
But guess what? I did. That's how I know so much. Cause you got to really pay attention to all that fucking footage. Cause guess who you finna see the most on that job?
Because in that footage, you know who you see a lot? The fucking security guards. You know who else you see a lot? The fucking maintenance man. Y'all ain't thinking about that.
Oh, cause that's who you're gonna see, Prince K. And you're gonna see the maintenance man, right? You ain't gonna see him. This security, aka the police officer. So guess who he finna put on blast? So when he talk about the security, guess who he'll be talking about?
Y'all so busy stuck on all. Like, let's look for Monifa. Let's look for the gas. Like, y'all missing a lot of good points. Hold up. I literally wrote this shit on the plane. I swear to God. I'm like, I want to tell y'all. Like, I know it's a lot. Like, look, it's impossible. It's impossible to expect or guarantee silence and loyalty from a room full of 20 to 30 kids. That's a fact. Especially from those who were not involved in the crime at all. Someone would have broken or cracked the case by now. Someone would have.
Now they ain't gonna snitch on each other because they all a part of the same club, that Illuminati shit.
Snitch. I know Chicago is a no snitching zone without we don't fuck with the ops, we don't fuck with 12, fuck 12, whatever. But somebody would have said, bro, y'all ain't finna just put this this motherfucker murder on me. Y'all ain't finna put this case on me, my nigga. Like, I know what happened. I know who did this. I know she was seen with her. Ain't nobody tell because they really don't know shit. I was stuck. I was like, y'all, no, motherfuckers know something. People don't know nothing when you talk about the Kenneka Jenkins case. Nobody know that. None of them kids know. They don't know that. They was in that partying. You understand what I'm saying? She was left in the hallway. And it's, let me get back to what I'm saying before I tell y'all how she got in the hallway. Okay. There's no way in hell.
So only thing that hallway theory, that's gonna be a Zaria theory. This shit all, bro. If this cover up ain't exposed to the max, I don't know what you call this shit. Look.
That a crime was being committed in that room and people did not stop. That's a fact. At the situation, look at the situation in disbelief and like, yo, she getting raped, she getting choked, we finna help our friend. Nobody ain't just sit there. So we know that shit really didn't happen. People will have started immediately leaving, especially those who were involved in the shit to clear their name, to get the fuck out the building. Reasons why it wasn't the owner or he wasn't like doing the organ trafficking as y'all be saying and shit like that. The owner is filthy rich. We all know that. Like, he have numerous establishments. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so why would he want a couple hundred, a couple thousand from one particular black girl? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that really doesn't make sense. That's like a big time drug dealer who sell pounds for a living, risking serving a nickel bag of weed to get caught. That don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? First I was thinking like the organ shit, but I'm looking like, nah, why the fuck would he risk it to get caught? Y'all got to take this shit into consideration. What else? Receive and pay. If the owner is harvesting organs or whatever he is doing it in a professional manner, meaning he has a team already set up and he has other.
Like what he said, they gonna have a team, bruh. And look what this team is made of. Crooked medical examiner office, crooked lawyers, judges, prosecutors, police chief, fire department, ambulance, the mayor, the government. Come on, man, the list goes on and on, bruh. They, check this out. Bruh, these people was, don't you know, man, the more they got caught organ harvesting, the medical examiner office got caught organ harvesting, bruh. The medical examiner office. Dude still doing time on this shit. And not even 2 years later, you got another case, bruh. Look.
The business owners he's getting organs from already, such as funeral homes, hospitals, cemeteries, etc. Just think about it, people. The owner risking his business for one body is equivalent to a drug dealer that owns kilos and risking his freedom to sell a nickel bag. It's not going to happen in reality. I just stated that. By the time the owner and the police saw the footage the next day, it was already deleted and edited. They too are trusting and believing the words of the hotel employees. Once again, it's a reason why none of these kids are in jail for this. Believe me, it's a reason Jedediah or any other activist, for that matter, is not protesting outside Irene or Monifa's house. Because they really believe Shorty them didn't do shit. But they really find it in their soul, so like the fact don't lead to them. These are the reasons why I think it was the security guard alone or someone else that worked in that hotel, especially the kitchen.
Hi, y'all. Now let's see which security guard he gonna be talking about. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Just think about it. This is a 4 or 5 star hotel. I'm in a 4 or 5 star hotel right now. You understand what I'm saying? They spend great money, not good. They spend great money on the top-notch security equipment, such as cameras, the radar detectors, all that shit. They spend this shit to protect their establishments and employees as well as the guests. You know what I'm saying? If no one else in the world saw Kenneka wandering around in that hotel, it's guaranteed the security saw her They are watching the tapes 24/7. You know, late at night, security sit in the office. I know many people that used to do security jobs. When they ain't shit else to do, they sit in a fucking office and monitor them and monitor the tapes. You know what I'm saying? This shit is tough. Anyhow, they have camera access to all areas at all times. If the night security doesn't do anything else, they are guaranteed watching the cameras, especially if security have been to room 926 several times, like they said, to continue to watch for them. That's a fact. Irene said it out her mouth. The two guys I interviewed said it out their mouth. The security came to that room numerous times and said,
now look, when you look, check this out. When TY live, guess who came to the door? The manager. The manager. But everybody knows that manager is a police officer working for security. That's why he came up and then said, don't call the cops. That was him. That was him. Who's in here? I'll never forget that deep-ass voice. Who's all in here? Don't call the cops. Then it sounded like David Pena was up in there too with him. It seemed like him and David Pena went up there, bro. Watch this.
Said, please put a towel down under the door so the marijuana, the weed smoke doesn't circulate through the hallway and distract other guests. So instead of putting them out, he was letting them like continue to smoke or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that was kind of crazy to me. You know, you in this establishment, you want to keep your job as a security guard. It seemed like you'll give them, not even give them a warning. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all know it's no smoking. Look, no smoking. Any 4 or 5 hotel got that. 4 or 5 star hotels, no smoking in here. And our establishment, he let them smoke, and he, you know what I'm saying, watched them tapes. I think the motherfuckers was working together. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, you just heard Zach say, I think them motherfuckers were working together. What?
And you know what I'm saying, watch them tapes. I think the motherfuckers was working together. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you had an eye on room 926 from the start, you was watching the cameras. The only logical reason for Kenneka to move out of that spot and leave the room from her friends, it was 1 or 2 reasons. It was one. I'm gonna tell you, it's 1 or 2 reasons. The first reason,
I won't even be surprised if this was happening in the private room, not upstairs. And then he said, look, guess what? This gonna show you how much Zach was trying to help these people, bruh. Zach was helping these people, bruh. So think about the private room, and then security tell him, yeah, you can't stand right here. And Kenneka could have said, yeah, where the bathroom at? And that's probably one of the main reasons that she could be running. Look, well, listen to this shit.
she had to use the bathroom. Somebody else was probably in the bathroom. If y'all really watch, I don't know, it wasn't Bree. It's the girl, she went live in there. She went live in the washroom, and then she panned the camera toward Kenneka, and Kenneka tried to hide her face. They said Kenneka tried to hide her face because she didn't tell her mother or some shit, she was going there, whatever, but it was a girl in the washroom, and I'm thinking like, damn. So it was numerous girls in the washroom, so if Kenneka, because Kenneka was drinking Hennessy, remember they was getting drunk. You know, liquor run through your system and make you want to piss or whatever. So they was probably in the washroom. Kenneka couldn't use that washroom, so Kenneka stumbled in the hallway before they was finna leave. Monique and them, before they were finna leave, she in the hallway. They went back in there to get their keys, left in the hallway.
So look, basically, when you stop it at the bathroom scene, because something was going on in the bathroom, but nobody don't know where the bathroom is, right? It ain't gonna be in room 926, right? Because Kenneka ain't in room 926 at this point. Okay? So just think about it. When they came back for the keys and the phone, that's a lie. The keys and the phone wasn't even that room 926 at the time. So that was a lie, bro. I believe what Franz K said. I believe when Franz K said the manager the manager told them, he saw security up there and told them, y'all come downstairs to the pool area. So it was never about going to get no keys and no phone. You see what I'm saying? That's just to keep the light going. I believe that's when they came up and got the room because the girl was already probably murdered.
Oh, was she thinking, I gotta go piss. Let me try to find it. Let me find the nearest washroom. It's a big hotel. I know it's a public washroom somewhere. My bad, y'all. Somebody just called. It's a public washroom somewhere on this floor or whatever. So Kenneka Jenkins had to bump into a motherfucker that worked there. Just think, you in the hallway. Oh, excuse me, sir. I gotta take a piss. Where the washroom? You work here. Who keep fucking calling me? Excuse me, sir. You work here. I have to use the washroom. Where's the washroom? She was told after she asked for to use the bathroom, the washroom. She was told by an employee that she had to move and couldn't stand there. Just think about
it. Golly. So where she would be standing there then for the security to say, you can't stand right here. You can't stand right here. And this shit is on video. Hold up.
about it. If she in the hallway after her friend went in there, they went back in the hotel room to look for some shit, and the people tell you, you got to clear the hallway. Y'all too loud. Y'all throwing a party. Y'all got weed coming out. You got to get out the hallway. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna leave the hallway. Hit the elevator. You know the elevator's right there on the left side of 926. You understand what I'm saying? Or if she would have asked, it's either you got to get out the hallway or let me show you where the washroom was at. It's logical thinking. Kenneka, let me show you where fuck, he ain't gonna say her name because he don't know her. Ma'am, come on, follow me. I'm gonna show you where the washroom at. So Kenneka leave while Monifa and them is in there grabbing their phone and their keys. She leave with the employee.
Oh, she leaves with the employee. Look.
Either way it go, whether they told her to leave out the hallway or they took her to the washroom, either way it go, it shows Kenneka was encountered by an employee.
Told you, was encountered by an employee. Security, bruh. And it's on video.
Then you gotta think about this. Only an employee knows every area of the hotel, and only security is allowed to walk in unrestricted areas that wouldn't be a surprise to see them walking through. You understand what I'm saying? So when people was like, damn, she was in the kitchen and it looked like somebody was telling her come this way, they was probably down in the kitchen telling her the washroom is that way, go straight, or the washroom is this way. You understand what I'm saying? The security controls the camera settings and all that. They edited everything. That's why when the mother came back and said, my daughter's missing, let's see the tape, all week, it's not working, because they needed time. They needed to stall until motherfucker edit them tapes. You feel me? They didn't want to they don't want to release that footage with their face in the picture. You understand what I'm saying? It clearly showed, oh yeah, we did what we had to do. You understand what I'm saying? So they had to edit them tapes. That's why they said none of this footage isn't working. Mysteriously, after the funeral, after the case was closed, that's when 36 hours of unreleased camera.
So when you think about French K role in this, so it sounds like that French K was doing everything they was telling him to do. Now, I don't just know French K rolling this shit, but I know he was so suspicious on that footage. I can look at it two ways. He either helped out a part of this plan and shit, or he was at work and it went down. But my strongest belief, that man was a part of this shit. Scared. That's why they had to send him all the way to Vegas. So they took So when it comes to all the employees, look who they all interviewed. Him, French Cave, the housekeeper, Little Me, and that other dude, the cleaning guy, and the housekeeping lady. Basically, they interviewed everybody was at the pool scene. Now watch this.
September the 10th at 1400 hours. So he's due back in at 2 p.m., okay? He would be available if needed, if they needed any further information. The interview was concluded at 2:24. So at 2:24 a.m., they ended the interview with him. Now, I know we've all been on the beverage manager's ass, and the more and more I looked at his witness statement, I was like, something just don't sit right with me about him. And when I thought about the fact that they interviewed him twice, like I said, they interviewed him on the 10th, and then they interviewed him again on the 17th. I think a bigger question for me was, what transpired between the 10th and the 17th to make them double back and talk to this motherfucker again? So,
Hey y'all, you know why they had to double back and talk to him again? Cause look what was all going on at the protest. Then you got Mr. Reason talking about, yeah, it's a camera above that freezer. Bruh, I'm peeping the game. Cause look, I don't care how nigga feel about Zach TV, dude ain't straight. Man, he a motherfucking sellout, bruh. He sold out, and then look, and if you look at it, how did Zach, check this out. Zach did 2 interviews and released them junk, and it was all bullshit. It was straight up bullshit, bro. Man, that man must have had to been a part of this shit, or they paid this man to keep that motherfucking narrative going. Cause the narrative he putting out is protecting him, Mitch Teresa, the friend. It's basically protecting everybody, bruh. You see what I'm saying? That's why the world's so fucked up right now, bruh. That's why the world's so fucked up. Cause man, people man out here, man, they ain't seeing what they need to be seeing. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. And then, man, look, from my investigation, he didn't even die over no Kenneka Jenkins case. Zach was doing some more other shit, bro. They got his ass murked. You see what I'm saying? He got his ass murked playing with these people out there in Chicago. That's why. You see what I'm saying? He good on the Kenneka Jenkins case. Shit, man, the man was rising up to fame. The man finna start doing TV shows. You see what I'm saying? So look, he even knew the case was finna be closed before it closed. That should tell you something when he said that. How would you know, Zach? Who informing you? But make it so bad when he said the lady that one that bought the footage, how did she buy it? And you know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is she? But at the same time, you had the footage too. Making posters and shit. Talking about, man, I'm up all night watching this footage. I done see dudes down there in the kitchen. I'm trying to see, you know what I'm saying? Try to piece everything together. Come on, man. He knows Zaria. He know who her real best friend. Cause they calling her, if they calling Zaria, yeah, that's Kenneka best friend in the year 2025. You don't think everybody knew that in the year 2017? Come on, man. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit, bruh. Then you got Zach on her, got fake Irene interviews on the phone. Yo, did that ring, yo? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, Chosen King on the line. Now you see why he would be collaborate with Chosen King trying to do the fake Irene shit, bruh.
I went exploring, and I'm about to show y'all some shit that I found. Follow me, y'all. Ride with me. Now, this statement was generated on September the 9th, okay? And we know that because at the beginning of this statement, they're talking about the events that led up to Kenneka being missing.
So let's see whose statement this will be on the 9th. On the 9th.
Talking about the missing person report, all that. So this report started on the 9th. However, further into this report, they started discussing things that happened on the 10th. And most importantly,
so you mean, Tim, you got a statement on the 9th discussing things on the 10th? Bro! Because far my understanding, they ain't even found the body yet on the 9th, so what they gonna be taking statements for? Come on, man. I want to hear this. I want to hear this shit.
one of the things that stood out to me about this statement right here was, and we know that because at the beginning of this statement, they're talking about the events that led up to Kenneka being missing. They're talking about the missing person report, all that. So this report started on the 9th. However, further into this report, they started discussing things that happened on the 10th. And most importantly, one of the things that stood out to me about this statement right here was the descriptions that was given by Police Officer Walsh. And I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna highlight this portion right here because I want y'all to understand what Walsh is telling us. And it says, I spoke with Walsh, who advised while he was outside of the hotel checking on the area near the loading dock, one of the hotel security members, later identified as the food and beverage manager, came outside and said something to him, but he couldn't hear what he said. Walsh advised he looked in the direction of him and saw he was waving him over. Walsh said he walked towards him and
Boy, wait a minute now. Hold up.
he said to him, quote unquote, scared the hell out of me. Walsh said that the food and beverage manager looked scared and that he asked him what scared him. Walsh said that the food and beverage manager started to walk inside the kitchen area to show him what he was referring to. Walsh said he stopped the food and beverage manager to figure out what he was talking about and asked him if somebody was in the kitchen. Because at this point, you know, he following the motherfucker. You ain't telling him what happened. He a police officer, so you know they already on high alert. Nigga, you just want him to follow you into some shit, okay? So then Walsh said that as they entered the doors into the kitchen, the food and beverage manager stopped and just pointed toward the cooler. Walsh advised he walked over to the cooler, opened the door, and advised that the light was off, and he didn't initially see anything.
Whoa, the lights was off? Oh, wait. Because y'all know in the beginning, there was a big discussion. We were like, what is the light was on? Was the light was on or was the light was on? Because there'd be a big difference. Ain't nobody walking into a dog-ass freezer. I know that much. I'm going to tell you like this here. The freezer that I was working in, them freezers, if you open that door, you got to, it's like an oven. Don't you know, like, if you baking something and you open up the oven, you got to let the heat escape out first, you know, before you burn yourself. That's how the freezer is. You open that up, man, you finna have a big ass gush of cold ass air finna hit you in that fan blowing hard. You just can't stand in front of that, but you can't even stand in front of that motherfucker, bro. Hold up.
And I want y'all to keep in mind, he said that the lights were off and he did not see anything. He said that He then realized there was another door inside the cooler. He said that when he opened the second door to the freezer, and the light was off inside there as well. Don't forget that. He said the lights were off inside the cooler and the freezer. He stated that when he opened the freezer door, he immediately saw what appeared to be a woman lying on the floor face down. Walsh said at that time is when he advised dispatch that he had located the female. He said he grabbed her legs to try to shake her to see, to see if maybe she was asleep. But that she was extremely cold and hard. Walsh advised that he did check for a pulse and couldn't find anything.
Man, you know what? You know what just hit me, y'all? Y'all want to know what just hit me? Do y'all remember that voice in TY Live video? Oh, shit. Hold on.
Yeah. So understand what Walsh just told us. Now, as he's checking the dock areas, the food and beverage manager walked up to him like, hey, look, like, this shit, it scared the hell out of me. And then now he just got him following him back into the cooler. And he trying to figure out what's going on. He don't know what's going on. But understand that he said that when he got to the cooler, which is the first door, that the lights were off. And y'all seen the footage. We see somebody turn on a flashlight, whether it be him or whether it be the beverage manager. Somebody turned on a flashlight. Okay? But then he said that when he went into the second part of this cooler, which is the freezer, the lights were also off, but he noticed a female laying by the door. Okay? Now, that's why I said that I believe that he was the police officer that was walking back in with the food and beverage manager. I mean, to me, 2 + 2 = 4.
Baccarat Rouge 540. You've seen the dupe for this all over TikTok. It's the Alt 23 Cristal.
Okay. One of the other things that I want to highlight in this statement is the fact that when they reviewed the cameras, this is what they said. They were advised at 3:32 a.m. they observed Jenkins walk into the kitchen areas by herself and walk back to the areas where the freezer was. They stated you could not see her physically enter the freezer, but you could see what appears to be a light reflect off the door when it was opened. Okay, yeah. Keep that shit in mind, man. They telling us that when they watched the tapes, when they watched the footage, they could see that when Kenneka opened up the door, there was a light on back there.
Ooh, I can break that shit down too. Hold up.
Okay? I mean, that's what that sounds like to me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But yeah, we're going to move on. So I'm going to show y'all what else I found that came out between the first interview with the beverage manager and the second interview. So let's look at this other statement right here. Now, this statement right here was generated on September the 11th, okay? And it's a statement given by a detective that was called to the scene. She was called to the scene, and when she got there, in this statement, what she's doing is relaying the information that was given to her when she got to the scene, okay? One of the things that stood out to me about her statement was the fact that toward the end, one of the police officers provided her with an update of what he observed on video surveillance. The police officer stated that he observed Kenneka walking by herself through the kitchen area. Kenneka appeared to be impaired, and she was observed stumbling on video surveillance. The police officer stated that Kenneka is not observed entering the freezer on video surveillance because the freezer door is out of view on camera. However, the police officer stated that you can see what appears to be a light come on as the freezer door was opened. So understand this. They're relaying to the detective when she gets to the scene. They're giving her updates, and part of the update was letting her know that, hey, look, we saw her on video. We didn't see her walk into the freezer, but we realized, or we noticed that when the freezer door came open, it appeared to be a light coming from down there. Remember? We just talked about that. And I don't know why, but y'all, but that light shit bothered me so bad. And
you want to know what? Y'all want to know, this could be very true, but this just a theory. What if that manager, if this shit going on, right? He the beverage manager and a retired police officer. And he work at the hotel as security. And the police helping the police with the search. Guess who else helping the police with the search? The female manager. Is she a police detective? Cause she also was helping the police what was on the footage. So if you look at Eugenia Garcia, how she was assisting with the police on the camera, it sounds like her. Cause that means you see the Garcia, if she was helping the police, that means that lady is not no motherfucking manager, bruh. She could be a security, bruh. She could be a police too. If you think about the female detective, think about you seeing the Garcia, cause she one that was in. If you read Garcia's statement, you would have the mindset of like, oh, she was in the back office watching the video for hours trying to locate Kenneka. For hours now trying to locate Kenneka. That's what she said. And then you got Mr. Reese talking about, they said they ain't got no cameras. What? No cameras? They said she didn't even come in this hotel. So Miss Rita helped stalling the hotel so they could tap in with those footage, bro. Shit. Do this sound like this would be Eugenia Garcia with the police? Cause who the female detective? I needed this female detective name. To further notice, this might be Eugenia Garcia, bro. Talking like this.
You know, I really don't know why, but it bothers me a lot. Because what they're telling us is that, in both statements, what they're telling us is that when Kenneka got back there to that freezer, that when that door was open, a light was on. I mean, clearly, that's what they're trying to tell us. Further into the
now that reflector gonna come off these lights when the door open up, cause that's where the steel gonna be at. So it's gonna be a reflection of these lights here, not the light that's coming out the freezer. Cause you can't see, you really can't even, bro. You really can't even see the freezer really. You can see it just a little bit.
this statement, they made it a point to let us know that they interviewed the food and beverage manager. Okay, and we know this. But it also said that at about 2:40 in the morning that they interviewed somebody else. And then don't forget that the food and beverage.
This one that was interviewed. Friends came at 2-something in the morning on the 10th. Then they was interviewing him right after when he found the body. So they were interviewing these bastards, right? But look, but they already had a statement on the 9th that's talking about the 10th. Man, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Manager, his interview on the 10th concluded at 2:24 a.m. So now they're telling us at 2:40, now they're interviewing somebody else on the scene. And I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, I thought it was the security guard, okay?
It was him, and him was being interviewed. And check this out. Guess what time Miss Teresa took her interview when they were asking for the phone? Ooh, wee. Remember when they were asking Miss Teresa for the phone? She was like, nah, I want to talk to my lawyer. I'm not giving y'all her phone. Now I see why you, yeah, there you go. So all along was doing interviews at 2-something in the morning, but they got the statement right here on the night. Before they found the body, they already got a statement on the night talking about the tent. How you can talk about the tent if the tent ain't even here yet? That's crazy. This shit is mind-blowing to me, gang.
And you know what? I might do a video on him because I don't think we've touched on the security guard over here. But y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want me to do that shit. If y'all want me to, I will. But another thing that stood out to me about the statement was the fact that when they took Miss Teresa and Lenore into the kitchen, it says that they explained to them that Kenneka was observed on video surveillance walking by herself through the kitchen near the freezer. They explained that the security camera in the kitchen is motion activated, and then they pointed out where the camera was located. They explained that no one is observed on video surveillance prior to the time Kenneka entered the kitchen area, and no one is seen on video surveillance for several hours after Kenneka was observed on video surveillance. And that's this motherfucker right here. That's who they talking about, him. They also explained that the only accessible area to enter the kitchen is the area where Kenneka entered. And the video surveillance would have captured the motion of someone entering the kitchen.
I bet you any kind of money these wood doors wasn't there on the night. I bet you those wood doors weren't there on the night. I mean, yeah, on the night. Well, I bet you they were put there on the night. Put it like that. Cause that's when you seen the construction crew come in there. Oh, y'all remember the hard hat? The dude walking with the hard hat? Man, all that finna make sense now. Cause they was going in and out the elevator to get up here. Shit. Everybody wanted to know, man, why he up there? You know what I'm saying? Like that. So that probably when they were putting those doors, like, look, we gotta lock this bitch down. I bet you employees were coming through them like that. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Before or after Kenneka. Now, understand what they just told us. They told Miss Teresa and them that the only way you can get into this kitchen is the way that Kenneka came in. But we all know that's a lie. And I'm going to show y'all here in a minute. That's a lie. Yeah, so let's continue on with this statement because I feel like it's important that we examine how the police was moving throughout this investigation. You know, what moves were they making? And that's what we're doing right here. We breaking that shit down. But another portion of the statement that stood out to me was the fact that they released the scene back to the hotel at about 5:32 a.m. on September the 10th.
Whoa! Man, gang, it just made me like, bruh.
But prior to clearing the scene, two detectives examined the latch mechanism on the freezer doors. The latch appeared to be functioning properly. Once inside the freezer, a white circular handle pushes in to activate the latch and open the door. Both freezer doors were swinging doors with hinges on the left side. Both freezer doors opened in an outward direction and were self-closing. And for those of y'all who don't know what that shit means, that means that when you open up this motherfucking door, it's supposed to close by itself. Okay? Self-closing. That's what that is. However,
so y'all get the point what 54 got going on, right?
Pops up out of nowhere. Y'all don't think about this shit, bro? Y'all don't think about this? Y'all don't think about this? She was annoyed. She was probably ready to go. Fuck it, I'm finna go down here. They trying to, you know what I'm saying? She already intoxicated. Oh, it's this way. They could have tried to tell her come out to the door this way. It's a lot of shit y'all ain't taking into consideration. Once again, only employee security had immediate access to videos and could delete or edit anything. The footage started getting deleted once her mother arrived at the hotel looking for her. So
boom, Zach told everybody, man, this footage was getting deleted while Miss Teresa was up there. And Miss Teresa knew it.
This means the owners or the police are not covering up for an employee. Okay, so I get Rosemont this. They probably not covering up for the employee. You understand what I'm saying? The owners or the police of Rosemont probably not covering up for an employee. They are honestly believing that the employee, which is the security, and the edited videos, and the employee shows them because they just like looking at the videos, you know?
Told y'all, gang. Watch this.
If something happened and you call the cops, it's a fight, it's a disturbance in my hotel. Right? Boom, we gonna think logical. The cops gonna come on the scene, right? Boom. The first motherfuckers they gonna ask to speak to is who? The security.
So look, you got the beverage manager that's working security that used to work for Rosemont. And they hardly used Gina Garcia. And she was also helping the police. So that means them two is security officers, bruh. You see what I'm saying? If she was just a front office manager, bruh, they don't want to talk to her, bruh. Only the security. And guess what? And you seen the Garcia was the one that told everybody, I found Kenneka on the lower level walking through the kitchen. She down here. Let me show y'all where she went to. So when you seen the Garcia was taking the police down on the lower level, where'd she take them to? Because you got a break room. You got a kitchen down there, so did they get up on the elevator and were hanging out in the private room? Come on, gang. That's who Miss Teresa was talking to with the most. You seen the guy still, and you seen the guy still end up calling the police on him. And the police check, boy, man, this shit finna make a lot of sense to me. That's why you seen and Miss Teresa fell out. Cause check this out. Miss Teresa said she talked to a manager. Right? And we know there's gonna be a female manager. So the whole time Mr. Teresa was talking to a female security guard about the tapes. From my understanding, everybody was depending on Garcia to find her on video. Yeah, the police like, keep watching the video and if you find something, let us know. Oh, man, this case finna be over with, bro. Man, this finna be over with. Security.
Because the security controls what? The cameras, the tapes, the footage, the security. They not going to actually speak to the manager for what? You at the front desk, you don't see what's going on these cameras. The security have all the access. The security. Think about that. When the cops came, they went right to the security. Let's show us the tapes. They showed them the tapes, all of it edited. They took them out. Oh, yeah, she walked in there by herself. So now the cops think, oh, she was drunk. She was intoxicated. She's a black girl. She's at a party. Drugs involved. She did it by herself. So now the fucking security's off. Oh, my God, we got off.
Man, what?
That's how they thinking they got off. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, let me break it down a little bit more. What they said, she clearly drunk and she lost and she walks in the kitchen to the area where it's only a freezer and she ends up in there and she's on camera alone, so they could only mean she put herself in there. Think about it. That's exactly what the footage displayed. Think about it. The footage did display a drunk black girl walking through the kitchen, found in the freezer. That's what it displayed. That's what they wanted to show to the public. Get off our back. We didn't kill her. She killed herself. That's what they wanted to display. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they wanted us to believe, because that's what the footage says. You know how they be like, believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Well, we saw this, so now we thinking, damn, that's the footage of her walking in the kitchen and getting found in the freezer. But they never did show her actually entering the freezer. And remember, they said she was in another part of the kitchen. The kitchen that we seen her initially walk in, they say that wasn't the kitchen that she was found dead in, when in reality it actually was.
Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. So when Zach said that, I know exactly what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. Cause that's what finna come in when the lawyer said Kenneka was found by some lockers. Hey, downstairs in the lower. Even the lawyer was still saying she was downstairs in the lower level basement. Even the lawyer was still saying she was on the lower level basement. And this the lawsuit lawyer. You see what I'm saying? So look, if you got an employee locker room and then you got the lawyer saying she will be downstairs by some lockers, and then you got Miss Teresa know about the employee will be changing clothes, shit. In my 54 keys, boy, 2 + 2 = 4. But the crazy part about it, J Money would have video of an employee changing clothes. I ain't even gonna lie. What this sound like? If I'm walking somewhere and I got my phone out, man, you better not be filming me changing clothes. Like, cause if you go in the bathroom and like that, you see somebody, you ain't finna put them on camera. You be like, damn, I don't want you know. So that disrespect me there, bro. That's like the pervert shit. So it's got to be something to that. Cause man, if you watch that footage and pay attention, man, you watch J Money every move. Cause guess what time J Money showed up and went straight to the freezer though? That's the cold part about it. I never thought about that. Cause I'm like, damn, soon when J Money get up there, he goes straight to the lower level, bro. Keep this in mind. Why would he would go downstairs on the lower level if they already found the body in the freezer? Miss Reese on video footage and find something in the morning looking at a body. And they told her it was upstairs. She gonna know this shit by 12 o'clock. So what would make J Money would be downstairs recording shit? Unless he know who to record down there changing clothes. Tell y'all, bro, Mitch Reese and them smart with this one. I ain't gonna lie. They gonna have to keep killing on this one. They gonna have to. This shit too sweet. If you got the public mindset like that, man, I see why Zara got to get out of here too. Yeah, let's set her ass up. It's all about life insurance. Cause look, the mama and the stepmama is arguing about life insurance money and all this girl belongings. Who gonna get the bag? Who gonna get her purses? Who gonna get some of her clothes and her shoes and these sunglasses? Man, these folks arguing over material shit. If your boat, look, if your daughter drowned on the boat, fell off the boat and drowned, why is you calling out the friends? Y'all no good motherfuckers and all this old shit, you know what I'm saying? You went to it with them. For what? It's supposed to be an accident, so you gotta know something. And another thing, why would you and the stepmama would be on her life insurance? That would be crazy. You got a stepmama on there, and you the mama, and you on her life, both of y'all on the life insurance, y'all arguing about the money, bruh. So that means y'all done sat down there once upon a time and set that girl up. Gave the girl on life insurance, and y'all plotted this shit, bruh. Come on, man. And then when the girl died, check this out. I didn't even know she was worth millions of dollars. This girl already had M's in the bank, bruh. All that money come from where? Why is these people saying Zaria is the best friend in the year 2025? Man, if you go look at all those YouTubers, Kenneka best friend died drunk, you know what I mean, died drafting off the boat. Man, I look at all them folk part of the Illuminati, bro. Fuck you talking about. Then look how all these people, man, not even an hour after her death, bro, you got 800 motherfucking YouTubers out here. The best friend dead, the best friend dead, the best friend dead, the best friend dead. Come on, man. We gotta do better than black people, bro. Cause look. And she was in Las Vegas too. Man, that's crazy. Check this out. When I looked at the Illuminati, bro, y'all would be surprised how many people that's in the Illuminati. Man, we surrounded by Illuminati, bro. I swear to God, bro. I can show y'all some YouTubers right now. They don't even talk about murder. They don't even talk about no murder. They could be entertainers like, you know, they got their little following and shit, you know what I'm saying? They could be telling jokes or doing a My Story blog or, you know, shit like that. But them folk part of the Illuminati, bro. Especially all those psychics. Man, I noticed a lot of some of those psychics, man, be having all those, the pyramid with the eye, you know what I'm saying? All these Illuminati symbols. And I'm like, wait a minute. Man, they just ain't tattoo art, bruh. Just ain't like, what's that dude name? They got exposed recently talking about Jesus. Billy Graham. I think that's his name. I think that nigga Freemasonry. Cause he got all the symbols on his hat, his clothes, you know, all that. Come on, bruh. Man, this ain't like I studied the same shit, but I ain't finna be telling that shit on me and I know all this shit satanic. Everybody know them symbols is satanic. The pyramid, the all-seeing eye, the cross, all of this shit is satanic symbols. The boule shit, don't y'all know? Look, the Illuminati is in colleges. That man, look. If you understand how the Illuminati came involved, it came from Freemasonry. It came from a Freemason with high ranking, and you know what I'm saying, and branded his own Illuminati thing. And guess what he did? He used it for entertainment. That's why you got Hollywood. When you look at Hollywood, it's more Illuminati than Freemasonry. Put it like that. It's more Illuminati than Freemason. Freemason just control the Illuminati, bro. Man, you can read about Freemasonry in the book of Genesis. Shit, the Illuminati came. Look, the Illuminati had the, man, look, the Illuminati was founded in the 1700s. That's when the Illuminati was founded. You see what I'm saying? That's how you get the Eastern Stars. The Eastern Stars ain't nothing but handlers, female handlers for young girls. That's all they is. Female handlers for young girls, put them in prostitution, and perpetrate they as God-fearing women. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, gang, I'm gonna get on up out there, John. I just want to spill truth and fact. And you want to know how deep this case really fucked up? Cause check this out. Watch how far Trey Gang gonna get with this shit here. Nowhere. Watch this. Watch how many people finna talk about this. Him, he the beverage man, nobody. Get him off the screen. Ain't nobody finna talk about none of this shit. Hold up. Ain't nobody finna talk about like, damn, that's why he, man, that bitch was too young to be drinking. For one, she, with her dumb ass, trying to hang with some grown men. But you got grown men at a kid party. You see what I'm saying? That bitch got raped. What? This just to take, I look at this just take the heat off the beverage manager, bro. That's all. It just take the heat off the beverage manager. Look, ain't nobody finna talk about this shit. Yeah, Bree did. Man, look, Trey ain't gonna put, look, he done got Bree post talking about they got it in the bag, then we can go on the footage.
On that additional.
We can understand this shit now. Bam! They even photoshopped the zip tie around the neck. That's crazy. Ain't nobody finna talk about none of that shit, bruh. That's how fucked up the Kenneka Jenkins case is, bruh. That's how fucked up it is. You see what I'm saying? Look. Then you got these people talking about, man, y'all want to know what? Man, look. When she talked about this shit.
Y'all don't hear me though? And then we had what I thought looked like Bree kneeling down over here.
That's crazy. This made 54 Key look so dumb. She said this was dude in the blue jacket and a white man and ball. Guess who the white man gonna be? The beverage manager, bruh. The assistant beverage manager, aka the police. That's where the white man come in there. Carisco Neal and David Pena, them is not white people. That's why they always brought up the white man.
Towards the right hand corner. And we saw Bree leave at 2:26. And I did a video, 2 videos on Bree, and we watched Bree move. And I told y'all, I said the crucial time was between 2:30 and 3:30.
I told y'all that's a crucial time between 2:30 and 3:30. Man, these people had us thinking that girl was roaming the hall for a whole hour and nobody came find her. Guess what Trey Gang found her at? Parking lot, in the pool, and they bringing her back to the freezer. Shit. But yeah, man, I'm about this jump, man. Trey Gang love y'all, man. Y'all be safe and y'all be cool. And we'll be back